All right, welcome to Friday Live at the Retirement Railroad. And I think you all know where we're coming from, right? Does anybody not know where we're coming live from? Just in case you all forgot where we're coming from. And of course, my sidekick is here today, and we all know where he's live from, don't we? Hey, how you doing?
Good morning, all. Good to see y'all
Hey.
today. Well, don't see you, but know you're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our Malcolm in the middle, Jason the Train Freak, had to take a run down to Little Rock this morning. He may join us if he gets back in time. So, and I see now that Lynn is back and from his commitments, but I didn't send him the link. So, anyway, let's do a roll call here. First in was, besides John and myself, was of course Lynn McCurdy. So Lynn gets the cookie. All right. Followed by John, Schuylkill River Valley. And he is our sound man to verify all is well with the sound. JB, Mr. John Benicki, is here with us. And Dave from Scott's Rails is here. Interesting series on the capacitors, Dave. I didn't know how to wire them. I would have probably done it even more differently and probably failed. So anyway, Andy from across the pond, how you doing, Andy, is here with us. Mr. Joe Rader, of course, is here as always. Uh, and I think that is it for now. So cool. And John, I saw that you tried something out a little bit ago, and it seemed
Yes,
to work. You're gonna do that again later.
yes, yeah, it
Okay.
works fine. Yep. Got it going.
Cool. Cool.
Cost me,
Cool.
but I got it going.
So did
It,
you have to pay that subscription? Did you?
yeah, yeah. I did it for a year. So we'll
Okay.
see
Well,
how it works.
there you
Yeah.
go. There you
Yeah.
go.
But
As long
it
as
will help me do what other things I wanted to do with it anyways.
last week I suffered through my Manicam not working right, and so I broke down and reloaded it all, which is easier said than done because it's an obsolete version, and I had to go searching uh, a bunch of different drives and USBs trying to find where I had the application setup file at, and I found it
Mhm.
eventually. And I knew I
Yeah.
had it because had it set up on this computer previously. So
Hmm.
now the one difference is, and I can't find any settings to change it, is I have to add the cameras in each and every time I fire up the computer.
Oh no.
Normally, you get your screen that's got all the different cameras on it, and
Mhm.
once you load them up, they'll stay like that. All
Mhm.
right. Not so. And I think what I may have to do is log into their website and change a setting there. Not
Mm.
not quite sure on that, but we'll find out. And of course, John, I forgot to mention, John SRV did say our audio check was okay.
That's good.
I I turned up my mic gain uh, after Tuesdays or Wednesdays, whatever day it was, uh, where my video came out and had a couple people saying that my volume was low. And when I play it back for myself, it's perfect. All right. But based on those comments, I did turn up my mic gain. So if I'm overpowering you on the
No,
microphone,
on my end it sounds good.
all right. And John said it sounded good. We'll see how the next video actually is. So yeah. Yeah, Lynn likes it nice and simple. He doesn't want to go live on his own system, and he only has one camera. So, but I like to show off the trains. You know, you may hear it or may not hear it in the background, but I've got trains running. So I got the commuter train running on the Motorman, and I did do, as promised, another ops video. I just haven't edited it yet. So, but I do have 4 cameras working for the layout itself, plus other cameras for me and the workbench, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, anyway.
It is nice to have them, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, you know, I don't have to do nearly as much editing when I just switch cameras while I'm videoing. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
But,
yeah.
Andy's. Oh, okay. Andy's got to clean some lights in the shed. Don't edit. We like bloopers.
Yes.
Yeah. I get plenty of bloopers.
Yeah, Steve would have a lot. I can tell you that. if it's anything like it used to be. Of course, he's got a smaller layout now, so he can pay more attention to the area
Dave,
he has.
Scott Rails, my frames per second, is that on my video cameras for the trains, or is that on, because there is one that's one of the cameras that has very low frames per second. All right, and the one that has low frames per second, if I'm not mistaken, is this guy. And he'll do some jerking every now and then. It ain't too bad on my end anyway. But we'll see. What did that look like to you, John?
It looked fine here. I didn't see any hesitation.
It might be on when I do all 4 cameras. Dave says all of them.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's just because of where he's at.
Yeah, it looks fine on my end. But that doesn't mean anything, you know, because I'm not going over the internet either. But I do have fiber optic, top of the line connection, so it's not that. And it says John's camera is smooth.
Well, it's because I'm smooth.
Yeah.
Round but smooth. Yeah.
I don't know. Here nor there. It is what it is. I am going through. John's doing a direct camera to computer to broadcast, whereas mine is going through a third-party software so that I can blend cameras and do all fancy kind of stuff, and that could have some effect on it.
Yeah.
No, John, that's fine. I mean, Dave, that's fine. I like that kind of feedback. You know, hell, 3 years ago when I first started, or 4 years ago when I first started going live off my laptop. All right, you want to talk about jerky pictures and everything, and it wasn't until I got feedback on that I hooked up a different computer, improved it some, and started tweaking different things to get where I am today, which is, you know, it's not professional quality. I know it's not. I just don't care. I could go change the software I'm using and make it appear a little bit better. But it takes away a lot of the convenience of how I broadcast. So anyway, here and there. So
Yes.
I'm going to
Yep.
steal Dave's line and start calling everybody YouTubes. I like that. For those that haven't or either aren't subscribed to Scott Rails, that's one of the channels I would highly recommend. Dave does some neat stuff. He just did a series on passenger car lighting. Yes, I am using this free version of StreamYard, Dave, because I'm a cheap SOB. I use the free version of everything. Although the ManyCam that I use, video software, it's an old, outdated version, but I did pay for a lifetime subscription to it. And of course, after 3 years, they no longer support that software for the lifetime. And they want you to upgrade, and I just won't do it. So,
Well, Scott wants to know how you're getting multiple cameras then.
yeah, how I get multi-cameras is a software called ManyCam, ManyCam, and they have a free version, and that lets you have 2 cameras. All right, I have an old version that I bought the upgrade for, lifetime deal, and it was fairly cheap. It was only $30 or $40 back at the time. And I have an unlimited number of cameras possible. I say unlimited. Right now I'm at 9, 10. I got 11 different views of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras. 8 cameras, 9 maybe. Available. And but that it does have some drawbacks. All right. First of all, the computer has to have will only support so many cameras for each serial bus line, USB line that it has. And it's typically 2. Sometimes you can squeeze out 3. And like I have, you guys may remember the flickering pictures. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll do, I'll try, you see this picture here. If I try to add, is it this one? Maybe. Yeah. See how as soon as I added that other camera, it started flickering. That's because I'm trying to run too many cameras off of that one serial bus line.
Mm. Yeah, now there's no picture.
Yeah, because I just deleted that second camera that never had the opportunity to even come up. And I went back to this, and all of a sudden it's not flickering anymore. Okay. And then the other thing is I have 2 of the cameras that this picture is broadcasting on, 2 of the same model, and it will not differentiate between the 2 different cameras. Now, that said, even they're the same model, but different cameras, and it won't differentiate between the 2. This camera here and this camera here are the same model, and it will differentiate between the 2. But the reason it won't on the others is because there's no updated driver for Windows 11 for the old Logitech, the round type cameras. Oh, I've got another one of them somewhere, but it's not here at the moment. So,
yeah, technology.
Yeah, I paid a bunch of money for that, Lynn.
Yeah, paid extra for it. Yeah.
And Joe was talking about Dave's last 2 engine repair attempts. Yeah, the first one Dave tried to do, I would have looked at it and said, nah, ain't gonna happen. And the second one, that's a common. The second one was gear problems, and they're Bachmans, and the Bachman steam engines, those nylon gears historically crack, and you have a hard time finding the replacement parts for them.
Yeah, and my all my 282s that they're Atherans, and they're difficult to work on. You kind
But
of
at least you get parts for them.
well, I found where I can get the gears at, and that's Northwest Shortline, but they're not cheap either. They're 9 something a gear. I only have
Well,
25 to 30 of those engines.
Dave
So
was saying that, you can't get them over here, but you can get them in England, and then by the time you pay postage and everything, it's astronomically high.
yeah,
So
I can imagine. I know I sent a letter to my daughter in the Netherlands, and it cost me like $32
wow,
because she wanted it, you know, uh, tracked because it was a credit card she needed, so she wanted it
yeah,
tracked. But it was difficult, it costs too. So
yeah.
uh,
Dwight has joined us.
good
Good
morning,
morning,
Dwight.
Dwight,
Depending on what,
Mister
yeah, still
Mister
morning.
Tuna himself.
hmm But it's
Yeah, Ron.
difficult.
Uh, Lynn was saying, and he didn't have something I want he can't fix since it's Ron at Classic Model Trains.
hmm
Another good channel. He's always tearing stuff apart and fixing them. So, but I'm sure
Yeah,
he's got a bin of parts because he's used to fixing certain things. So
yeah, and I've watched his. I like it because he works on the older engines, and a lot of
right.
mine are old Athearn Blue Box or things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
Atherton Blue Box, they're good engines. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't go back and spend a lot of money on a band drive version.
Well, no, but
And
all the
even some
gear
of the
drive.
yeah, even some of the older the one I got on my workbench, um, that SW I bought and have on my workbench can be let's see, where's that picture at? Right there. Can't see it.
Can't even see the bench.
Yeah, if I get rid of that one and bring up the other camera, if it comes up, it may or may not come up. No, not going to come up. That's the other thing. USB line going all the way across, even though it's a powered switch, um, it doesn't always want to work. So,
hmm
oh well.
Yeah, but yeah, this week's been pretty
Hey,
rainy here in eastern middle Tennessee.
we got Bernard from Mini Princess here. Hey, Bernard,
Bernard, how we
welcome.
doing?
Isn't it about time to take a walk across the street? For those that don't know, and I think all of you do, there's a nice little brew pub across the street from Mini Prince.
hmm
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had a friend here this last week. He just left this morning. He was my assistant store manager when I worked at Home Depot, and we became friends. He's like a year and a half younger than me, so we're same basic age. And yeah, it was great having him here. And he left Home Depot about a year and a half after I stopped working there. I retired from my second time from Home Depot, and he needed a job, so I got him a job at Pinellas County Parks. And he worked out at Fort DeSoto, which is in Pinellas County, Fort DeSoto is the premier county park. So he
Well,
was real happy.
that's where we used to take Penny to the dog park.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it really wasn't and Dog Beach really wasn't a dog beach. Pinellas County doesn't have any dog beaches, but that's what
It's
everybody called
inside. It's inside the park.
it. Yeah, I know, but the director didn't ever like that anybody called it Dog Beach. Like we had another one, and
That's what the signs are.
yeah, I know. He didn't like that
They
though.
call it Dog Park.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
but it's right next to where you catch the Edgemont ferry to go out to
yeah,
the island. So
yeah. Egmont, not
Egmont,
Edgemont.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Potato, patata. Tomato,
That's right.
tomato.
But that
Yeah,
is a nice park. It's a very nice park. So
yeah. And it's got the historical fort on it also, and
yep,
yeah,
yep.
it's nice. It's nice. I used to like that, but yeah. So he was here, so I didn't get much done other than pressure washing my house, my deck, both decks, front and back. Back one's almost the length of the house, so it's pretty big deck. Um,
Uh-huh.
so we got a lot done. A lot done.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get any. I didn't order anything. Didn't get anything. Now, I did order some stuff yesterday, uh, but I don't have any mail calls or anything to show off today. Although, before we get to yours, John, I had my first smell after 4 years, 2020. Yeah, after 4 years. Had my first smell fail. It just stopped working. And of course, I went through all the contacts, tested everything. It was getting power to it. It just, I attempted to readdress it, and nothing worked. So I had to replace this morning, and yeah, they ain't easy to replace. If I had to do it over again, I would probably cut a new, longer throw bar. This is the throw bar that came off of the one I replaced it with. But I probably would have gone ahead and bent up a new piece of wire and made it longer, because you got to come up underneath and it's got to go through the tie. And you got to be able to hold it. And it's just tough.
And you got to be on top of the layout and below the layout at the same
time, unless you have a helper. And
yes.
My wife's good, but she's not that good. All right. So anyway,
yeah, I'm sure that's difficult. That's on this layout. That's why I just said, well, I'm not gonna put any turtles in or any snails, however you say it.
Tortoises,
and
turtles.
Turtles there, tortoise, turtle,
potato,
tortoise,
potato,
tomato. Yeah. So everybody knew what I was talking about.
So I thought what I would do is open this puppy up. The first thing it says on it, of course, is warranty.
Do not open.
Do not open. Warranty is void if the label here which covers the screw holes, is damaged in any fashion. Well, guess what? After 4 years, there's no warranty left on it anyway.
That's right. That's right.
So the difference between snails and tortoises are snails have an NCE stationary decoder in them. Okay. And so we're going to open this puppy up.
And Dwight just joined us from Flying Crows.
Huh? Robert's at Flying Crow.
Well,
hey, Robert.
And
yeah. Dwight's here too. All right.
Yeah.
So Robert, of course, went out to Timonium in Maryland for the train show. He met up with cousin Wilmer, Uncle Wilmer, cousin, and then I think Uncle Wilmer took the train down to Baltimore, Robert picked them up, and then Robert, believe, drove them back to Pennsylvania, and then they drove over to see Pappy and others over in, I believe, Ohio. So okay, so I got the 4 screws out. Now,
And
if I can
you've
get
now
it apart.
voided the.
Yes, I have voided the warranty. Oh my! Yeah, I only feel those 4.
It should be like the tortoises with the
Yeah, they
4
are. It's the
screws.
same case, just made different
Yeah.
color plastic. I'm wondering though. Let's take this off of there.
So anyway, you think it's the chip and not anything with the gears? Is that correct?
I have no
Steve?
idea. You can take the throw, all right, and you might be able to hear it. It sounds like the gears are fine.
Yeah.
You do not. When I attempted to do it, you cannot hear the motor attempt to move it. So it's beyond that. Now here's the issue: it won't come apart, and I don't know. It may be the circuit board on the end,
Holding it in.
but I don't see how that would do it.
Yeah, because doesn't the I would think it would come off with that, wouldn't it? Because they had to do it some way where they.
I'm sure it snaps into place.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get a screwdriver.
And Andy, I like when my meds say do not use with alcohol. So that's when I get a little alcohol, and it really helps. It strengthens them.
I don't know if it strengthens them, but it makes it like you don't care.
That's right. Yes. So true.
Part of me says, well, it's already broken. Just bust it open. I'd like to be able to see what's wrong.
Yeah, you may be able to find out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, maybe some kind of a contact inside.
Mm-hmm. JD just joined us.
Hey, JD. Oh. Did I get it? Sound like Bart Simpson. Get it. Guess what?
Get it? What?
No. There's a 5th screw right in the middle.
Ah. Maybe that's why it's not coming apart.
You think? You're fast, John.
Yeah, I know.
Now it comes apart
very easily.
Simply, yeah. Cool. So there's what it kind of looks like. I took the throw bar and contacts out. I wonder. And here's the weird thing. It's not like there's a separate NCE decoder in here.
Uh-huh.
this whole board is the decoder.
Hmm. Plus with the motor attached to it, correct?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the wipers on the throw bar, they're fine. Because I did see where Puckett said, the DCC guy said that they have a tendency to break after
Hmm.
oil, and that's not the cause.
Yeah, and he did a nice video on repairing them too.
Yeah. Huh. I'll have to make some leads up that I can power this thing, just to power the board up
Hmm.
and look at it. So I'm not seeing anything burnt up or melted. All the solder joints look good.
Yeah, you just never know with them. Um, I guess you could take a continuity tester and go across any of the items to see if they still have connectivity through them.
Yeah.
May find out what's wrong and just have to replace that one piece. Maybe it's a
Well,
resistor.
if they, I don't think you can buy pieces.
Well, if it's something like a common resistor you can get.
Well, newsflash. I'm not good enough to solder to that.
Oh, yeah, that's simple.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can solder to the board, but I can't. Those microchips, there's no way.
I've
And
had to I've had to
I
do
left my
some soldering to small stuff, and it takes a little practice.
meter on.
And yours doesn't have an auto off.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Huh. Now if I can figure out how to get there, it is. A meter. And
It's always something, isn't it?
yeah.
uh,
I gotta fix something just to fix something.
yeah,
Well,
that's
John, why
that's
don't you
bad.
Well, I'm screwing around with this.
Yeah, when you're screwing around, yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and go through your mail calls?
Well, I had, as last week I was talking about fixing all the gondolas, and I was down to where uh, the trucks where I was trying to replace the wheels were breaking because they were too brittle. And then I found, I had some already on hand that I'd bought years ago for this project, and I installed them, but I still have, well, 14 of them sitting over here that most of them need new trucks.
Well, get
So
after it.
yeah. So I purchased 6 boxes of wheel sets, and they come with 2 sets in there each. Well, 2 train sets, so total 4 trucks. So I have 12 of these to put on. 12 sets to put on the 12 of the cars, and then hopefully I can salvage some of the older ones that aren't working right.
See,
Hopefully,
being the cheap bastard that I am, I just bought a pack of Chinese ones, and then use my tuning tool, truck tuning tool on them real well, and they work great.
well, these are made in China,
Yeah,
so
maybe so. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe you.
But they come with the
Will-
metal wheels, insulated metal wheels, so that that'll save me in the wheels too. So I figure they were like $8 a box, something like
and
that.
just to
So
say how my day's going, John, there's
would you?
two there's two places on the back of this multimeter.
Uh-huh.
The first one I opened up is fuses. So
Yeah.
I had to go to the second one
Now,
to get to the back.
yeah. Well, my big purchase for the week is I have got a new video camera surveillance system for the house. Replaced the two out the front door and the sliding glass door with ones that have actual spotlights on them because my front deck was like dark at night. I tried to add in a few cheap LED solar lights. One stopped working not too long after I started using it, and I've got a rope light up out there that's solar also. It works pretty good, but it wasn't quite enough light to see what I needed to see. So I went and bought me the Wise camera system,
Cool.
and I'll have two floodlight lights outside, two just regular cameras outside that will rotate 270 degrees around corners, and I also got some for my train room. The only problem with it is, and if you're wanting to connect to your computer for video, just keep in mind that the Wise WYZE system, you have to purchase their uh, contract for viewing on your computer. Now you can view all you want on your. I've got a tablet, I've got my cell phone. I can see everything on both of them, but I couldn't bring it into the computer. I looked online in several places and, all the ones said they could. I tried and they didn't. So I had to go ahead and buy the yearly subscription, which added to the cost of the cameras. But hey, that's the way it goes. But now I can um, show screens. Share. I have to share the camera shots if my computer doesn't freeze. There we go. So there's the one I like the most is, if I can get my mouse to go over there now. Um, and okay, why can't I go to the individuals? Oh, there it was. There we go. Let's see. Let me double click on that one and widen it.
There you go.
So there's my Saint Bernice camera.
Okay, when you do that, you have
Hmm.
to mute
Yeah.
the secondary.
Yeah. Let me get over there again. And
For some reason, it picks up,
yeah, it
or
actually
I can
picks
do it
up.
from here.
I just did. It's
You
muted
did? Okay.
now.
I'll be right back. I need to find a 9-volt battery. Keep
Okay.
going.
So there's one of my camera shots, and let me see how I get back. And let me mute that one. So there's a secondary. That's looking, that's going to be Danville there. And, well, I got it marked as Clinton. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Probably be Clinton or Danville station area there. And then I have a third camera that is probably my favorite shot. It's my industrial area. Oops,
All right.
mute that. But that's my favorite shot there. And if you look on the bridge that goes from the center of the layout to the outside industrial area, I've got one of my CNEI post serial tins from, I think that was back in the 60s, where Post Serial had put out a bunch of the old railroad tins that you could collect. And that's one of several that I have. I've got one on the other bridge also. But, a lot of times they had stenciled on railroad bridges the name of the railroad that crossed it. So, but that's
Yay, it works.
that will help. It works, yeah. Cost me, but it works.
No,
So
my meter works.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Your meter works. Okay. Well, these cameras work too.
Yes, they
and
do.
actually, they do have motion, so they will. I think if I have a train running, they'll actually follow the train, which may or may not be good. Right now, I've just got them set on, stationary, but they do rotate. Let's see if I don't know if I can move them. I do have my tablet running right now also. So I think if I go in and I can actually control the camera. Let's see if it works on this. No, I don't think it's. I was going to try to zoom in with them on there, but I don't think I can do it yet. I haven't figured that out. But at least now I have some cameras up.
I got to find the little Chinese kid.
Yeah. Yeah, he just needs to import some of the little Chinese kids. They're coming across the southern border, I hear.
Andy, there's nothing
So maybe he
swelling,
can
leaking. Everything looks perfect on the board. So, don't know. I just don't know. What'd you do, John?
I'm changing cameras. So that's probably one of my favorite shots. Oh, I muted that one.
Lynn, I can do that myself, by the way.
No. So anyway, that's my big purchase for the week for train stuff. But it'll be nice to be able to watch my trains running from above. No. Didn't get any track work done. Didn't get any leads installed. I'm working outside as much as I could with all the rain that we have. But, pressure washing and working outside is not too bad. Because you're getting wet anyway.
Yeah.
But it was good to get it done. So that deck looks completely different. I know. Let's see. Cameras. I guess I will. Yep, I gotta upgrade those cameras. I was gonna show my outside cameras, but I gotta. They haven't been put on my account yet, so I can't show them yet. But anyway, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to be able to see them, and I could probably with the camera sit down here at my desk and run everything without actually having to stand up and look at the track. Only problem is none of my turnouts are powered. I had decided not to install my Tortoise switches on them. That will happen on my next layout, and when I get some better turnouts than what I have. Most of mine are Atlas, and I know how Steve feels about Atlas. But
Don't even get me
at the
started.
price I got them for, it was
Too much.
it was worth it.
At
when
the price you
only,
got them for, it was too much.
it was only $2 a piece.
That's too much
So, well,
for an Atlas turnout.
okay. I've got some microengineering
You're not
that
going to
I
be using
haven't.
tortoises, so they'll work fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand throw them. And I do have my yard track that I'll probably install in the one area that there's very little track. But it's not a long distance, and the microengineering ladder track system saves quite a bit of space. But still, it's only about 8 foot that I have for any sections of track going in there. So I may not do it on this one. I have them when I start my big layout. Maybe I'll see what I can do then. You never know.
I'm trying to figure out how to put this damn thing back together again.
You should have taken some pictures of it before you took it apart.
Well.
But yet you don't know what's wrong with it, right?
That's right.
It's got to be something in the circuits. If the gears are all good and the contacts on the throw arm are good.
And I say it's good. Who knows?
Artie just joined us. See,
hey, Artie!
Would it be tomorrow there yet?
It's 15 hours difference or something like that.
So it's it'd almost be tomorrow. What are you doing up?
I think it's late at night there.
Yeah. So anything else going on with your layout this week? Besides working on your snail?
No, not really. I don't know if I got it back together right or not.
Sounds like it's moving.
Yeah. When I do this.
Yeah, well, that just shows you the gears are okay.
Well, it did that before I took it apart.
Yeah. Which you checked before you took it apart, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'll play. I'm not going to throw away. It's something nice to play with.
Well, I think it'd be good to, like you were talking about, make up a lead for it so you can just test it.
Right, bench test.
Because who knows? It could be one of your connections someplace.
No, it's not. I always checked all that.
Okay.
If it got power, because you can test that easily enough on there, because there's a programming button there, and if you hit that, it'll start. LED will start lighting up. Well, it won't do that if it's not getting power.
Okay.
So that tells you right then that the unit itself is getting power.
Hmm.
So
But it's not transferring that power to the motor to change the arm.
correct.
Okay.
Or the motor was uh, frozen to the gear. All right,
Mm.
but you check that simply by manually throwing the arm.
Hmm.
All right, and if it runs, then you know the motor's spinning too. So the motor's not seized. So it's something in the circuitry, but it's not readily apparent because I don't see, like I said, I don't see anything, melted, blackened, swelled, nothing like that, none of that. So
Yeah.
tidying up the wiring on the layout. Who of us doesn't need to do that?
uh, well, mine right now doesn't have much wiring, so
Well,
it
then you
doesn't need
need
to
to
be.
tidy it up and get some on.
Well, I need to. Yeah, I need to start getting
You
the
need to
leads
go
put
through
in.
all your boxes and find your DCC equipment.
Well, I bought the new connector for the command station.
You got to
Now I
find the
just have
command
to.
station.
Oh, I no, I know. I'm looking at the command station.
Well, what are you
It's
missing
but
then?
I'm missing the hookup from the power supply to the command station.
Didn't you just
Which
show us a 20?
yeah, I've got that, but there's a special wire that comes off of it, and I know. I think it was Heath that put a link on last week's stream to where I can get that, and I haven't gone back to look for the link for that. I need to order that, and then maybe I'll order it today and have it by next Friday.
Is it just got a barrel plug to your?
It does, but it splits the power. That's what we were going over last week. How it
I
splits
would
the
think.
power and it
All right.
yeah.
I'm not going to get into that discussion again.
Yeah, yeah, that was a bad discussion last week. That went on way too long. uh, but yeah, I that's the only power supply I have. That's what I bought, because again, it was supposed to also run my G gauge. So,
Yeah.
which I've got a nice field out there. I need to lay that out and get that started. But I've got other things to do. You you think you're retired and you have plenty of time to do everything.
Shit.
Yeah, but you don't.
That
Life
2:30
still
in the
goes on.
afternoon nap takes my time
Well, yeah, I don't take
until
naps
somebody
though.
until somebody calls me in the middle of it on purpose.
Yeah, well, you probably need to wake up.
Yeah.
uh, well,
Uh,
for those who don't know, here's on my tablet. There's what my out front outside looks like. That's the deck. One of the decks I just cleaned, and my neighbors are at least 300 feet away from me, so I don't have to worry too much about them. And let's see. And this is my backyard with the nice clean
cool.
pool, the nice clean deck. Um, I own all the way out there to that wood line and even a little bit past it, not up on the hill, but it goes down to a creek and it's pretty nice. And and the last view is my is nothing. Come
Is
on.
your computer screen?
Yeah. There it's the old chicken coop, the Kubota tractor and my nice red truck. So now I can watch and see what critters are eating my chickens. Need to work on that a little bit too. Always something. Always
Missing some
something.
chickens, huh?
Yeah, well, one night a owl got one chicken, and then another night possum ate the head off of one of my chickens. And yeah, it's always something.
A possum
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, possum got a chicken. Yeah.
Did you see the possum get it?
Yeah, the possum was in the chicken coop with the chicken, but he got out of there.
Possums normally don't eat things like that. Normally, they're just like um, grubs and so forth. They're
Well,
actually a very beneficial animal.
Yeah,
They
she
just look
could have been.
hideous.
She could have been sick for a while, and she may have
I can
just
see a
died there. And
raccoon.
the possum came in and ate that. I haven't seen any raccoons right around the house yet.
Fox
We do have
in the
coyote.
chicken coop. Coyotes will get in
Coyote.
the chicken coop.
Yeah. We have seen coyotes close to the house, and that's something I'll have to deal with here soon too. So
I was going to say, you got enough tools that you could handle that problem.
Oh yeah, I just had gotten a new tool that I can carry around with me on the Kubota. Nice Smith and
Look what I
Wesson
just
Model
found, John.
1850. What'd you find? Hey, you were looking for that earlier, weren't you?
Yeah, I could have
Nice
used it when I changed out that smale.
Yeah, I think that would have been a little easier.
A lot easier.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But, yeah, well, hey, that's the way it goes. You know, you got to deal with what you got to deal with. But
Yep.
we'll keep working on. One other thing I did get, I forgot about. It was, my computer that I used to use for this went bad, and I had all my data on it. I had my JMRI on there. I had pictures on there. I had everything. So I got one of those plug and play hard drive readers. I haven't got it to work right yet, but I'm hoping to be able to get in there and get all my data and my JMRI settings for all my engines. I'd hate to have to, redo all them, and hopefully I get it to work. So far, it's above me.
On the old computer, it won't fire up at all?
Yeah, it wouldn't do anything. But it wasn't the power supply. The power supply still had power.
I'm going to take my old computer over to my son and tell him, all right, fix the damn thing. I said, I'm going to tell him, needs a new motherboard, put a new motherboard in, whatever he has to do to it. And because he likes piddling with that kind of stuff, being the mechanical engineer that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And
he
just installed, he just installed a golf simulator in his oversized attached garage.
Ah.
All right. And I asked him, I said, son, how much did you pay for this thing? Because it's a computer. I mean, he said, it cost me about 15 grand. I'm going,
it'd be cheaper to drive to the golf course every day for a whole year.
And, but hey, no kids,
mm-hmm.
If that makes them happy, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shocked that he had the money to do it. Actually, all right. I mean, he's only been out of college for. Let's see, he's 30. How old is he? 31, 32? No. She's going to be 40. No, she's going to be 39, so 37. He's going to be 30. He's 34. So he's been out of college 10 years and bought a house, he and his wife. No kids.
Well,
hey, whatever trips his trigger.
Engineers
You see
good
JD?
decisions,
Do
man.
you see JD's comment there?
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I alluded to
Definitely.
that, JD, but I was
Yeah.
more politically correct because
Yeah.
I didn't want to set anybody off.
Oh, I've got
When I said he has the tools to get
I
it
got
done,
I got plenty of tools.
yeah.
I got a tool for about any type of incident I need. Uh, so yeah, keep one right. I can get to it real quick.
When I lived near where you live now, JD, I used to keep a 22 at the back door because
Hmm.
of the critters that would wander in. So,
Well, usually when I'm around the property, I'll have something on my side
yeah.
all the time, just in case. You never know. We do have woods behind us, and it goes for miles before there's a house in between me and 70. So yeah, it's a little wild back there, but
All right, John, you have a great day. We're going to be cutting it
yeah,
short, not cutting it short. We're
w-
at a little over an hour right now, so we're going to be wrapping this thing up. And
yeah, we don't take as long when we don't have a guest.
that's right.
You've noticed that, yeah, yeah,
Well, we get into better conversations.
yes,
It's always
yeah.
it. Jason's always a wealth of knowledge, and once we get that flowing, we babble on forever. So,
Hmm.
hey, with that, I want to tell everybody next Friday. All right, we are having a super special. All right, live stream. Okay, it's a
Okay.
live stream you do not want to miss next Friday at 10:30 Central Time. And I'm not going to say
Yep.
anything more about it. I'll post probably Wednesday ish uh, about it, and but mark it on your calendars that there will be a super special Friday live and mail call. So, with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Retirement. And of course, my sidekick there, John. We all know John's from.
Love that song. Y'all
Gotta
have a
love it.
great day.
Everybody, y'all have a great day. Bye now.
Bye.